Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans, and we have our Week 10 review coming right up tonight. And this has got to be probably one of my worst weeks yet, Rick. Mostly in the predictions department, and then also in the general performance department. I wasn't happy either. And actually, this is one of the few weeks where neither of us was pleased. I went 1-3 this week, as I went Hamilton, and I got that wrong. I went Edmonton, and I got that right. I went Winnipeg, and I got that wrong. And I went Toronto, and I got that wrong. So, I think both of us went 1-3. I think we made the same predictions.
No, because I took the opposite game of you.
Oh, you took Calgary. Yeah, so you would have went 2-2.
I went 2-2.
Yeah, because you took Calgary. Yeah, that's right. So... but that means in our pick'ems pool, Rick, that means neither of us get bonus points. So
that's
it was
okay. That's okay.
It was a pretty rough week, as I remember. I could be wrong, but from what I saw on like what he had announced, very few people did well this week. Apparently this week was a pretty bad week for pick'ems for most people. And so
I think one person.
I think one person got bonus points. Yeah, it was Olivier. Everyone, he went 3-1. Everyone else went either 2-2, 1-3, or 0-4. So, at least if we're gonna suck one week, be the week where everyone sucks. You know. So it is what it is. But shall we get into the first game of the week, Rick?
We shall.
And this would be the game that you would have watched intensively, as the BC Lions defeated the Hamilton Tiger Cats by a score of 41-38 in overtime, which is this been our first overtime of the season?
You know what? Let me take a quick glimpse. I know this is the first week that all games have been like under 4 points or under 5 points. This is the first overtime game this week or this season.
Yeah, this season, yeah. So, Rick, I'm gonna let you kind of take a bit of the reins in this game. You watch the majority of it. One thing I gotta say, first of all, 36 points in the third quarter altogether is insane.
Okay, you know what? I'm actually quite curious. I want to see something. So there was 79. So only two out of 4 games hit the over. The other game hit 88 points.
Yeah. So starting with things, how did you feel?
The first game was a snooze. The first half was a snooze fest.
Yeah, I can see that. Just it was a 13-7 score going into half.
13-7 score. And then for some reason, all games started as a snooze fest, and then all hell breaks loose in the second half for every game.
Yeah.
I'll start with the Hamilton side.
Yeah, start with Hamilton side.
Bo went 23 for 33, 305 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, average of 9.7. Greg Bell went 13 carries for 65 yards, no touchdowns at all for rushing. 5 on average. Bo had 1 rush for 3 yards. Tim White had 1 rush for 2 yards. And then Jake Tolagalo had 2 carries for 2 yards. Tim, my God, freaking White. This guy should have tape around his hands. Because let me tell you, if you're going to drop a ball in overtime. I get that he was trying to push for extra yards in overtime, but my God, can you please go down and stop fighting for more yards?
You know
If
what
you
it
didn't
is?
fight for the extra yards, we would have had another down to play.
I don't know. In my opinion, there's a responsible way and an irresponsible way to go for the extra few yards. If you
Well,
need
hold
the
on to
extra
the damn
few,
ball is one.
if well, yeah, well, firstly, hold on to the damn ball. But it's one of those things where it's like if you're coming under a lot of pressure and you already have the first down and time is like, and you're not necessarily racing against the clock, then I would say, just kind of take the field and then go at it next play. If you're near the sidelines, I'm going to say keep going because hold on to that ball like hell and keep going down the sidelines because you're going to get hit out of bounds. You know what I mean? Or you can even just step out of bounds if it gets that bad.
What wasn't Dembski known for that for you guys?
Oh, don't get me started on that last year. Last year, yes. This year, no. No, I would not say this year. Last year,
Tim
he
White's our
had.
version of Dembski.
Last year, I don't know. It was like Nick Dembski was on the fucking Titanic because he hit the fucking iceberg and he was ice cold. And so he could not he couldn't hold on to the ball. Like the problem was that he would get the ball and he'd have him in his hands here, which if you know anything about how to hold a football, going down the field holding it like this is a bad idea. That's a great way for the ball to get friggin' smacked right out of there and all that shit. And so then he's literally afterwards would get it and just clamp down on it like a freaking vice to make sure he wasn't dropping it. And this year he's been a lot better. But that was a problem for about 4 or 5 games last year with Nick Dembski. He just had a bit of a cold streak.
So Tim White went 5 for 9, 84 yards, no touchdowns. Did you watch any of this or no?
I did not see any of this game, unfortunately. I can't remember if I was working that day.
Lord, Kenny Lawler continues to show.
Bro, he is him.
The 40-yard catch that he had, where he's just falling like this.
Yeah.
As he falls to the ground and catches it. Like it's nothing. He had 4 for 5 for 82 yards. Keandre Smith, 5 for 5, 46 yards, 1 touchdown. Shamar Bridges is starting to come around. 2 for 5, 32 yards, 1 touchdown. It's funny, when I did my fantasy sleep-ums, CFL was talking about using Giovanni Robinson in your fantasy lineup. The guy went 2 for 2, 31 yards, and 1 touchdown. It's like, okay, well, if you're gonna throw to a 6'8", you might as well put him as your sleeper in your.
Yeah.
Greg Bell went 3 for 3 for 19 yards. Keaton Berglund went 1 for 1 for 5 yards or 6 yards. Brendan O'Leary Orange 1 for 5 or 1 for 1 for 5 yards. I didn't see a pass to Drew Wolodarski.
So I do have a question. I will say, Rick.
Okay.
The question is regarding one man. Okay.
Okay.
Do you know who the man is?
Are we talking about offense or defense?
We're talking about special teams.
Oh. Yes, Isaiah Wooden Sr. Is that who you're talking about?
I am talking about Mr. Mark Leggio.
Oh. Yeah.
3 for 5. And correct me if I'm wrong. I did not see. I missed the end of this game. Or I didn't. I got parts of it. The did he miss that last kick?
So,
because I see he goes 3 for 5.
So I'll put it this way: Sean White misses the first kick.
Yeah.
Out of both kickers.
And how far did he miss that from?
Give me a second. I got to.
Because I wish this thing would show it better.
So Wooden decided to do a Vaval or Vaval and do a punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then he gets injured. So White makes a 42. 35.
Well, not 42-35. BC finished with 41.
No. I'm just saying. 53 was the no good for White.
Again, because I mean this in no offense, as much as Sean White has a great average, it's because everything he kicks is under 50. So it does not shock me he missed 53.
Leggio missed a 42.
Oh, that one kind of hurts. I'm not going to lie.
And then
White closes out with a 20-yarder, right?
He also missed a... there was a point where our punter was kicking our extra points because BC hit Mark Leggio.
Oh, yeah.
But then Leggio came back in. So Leggio hit a 43. He hit 2 43s. So he missed at 36. And what else did I say he missed?
You said he missed a 42.
Okay, so 36 and 42 he missed.
Ouch.
But he hit 2 43s.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is where it's funny because I remember hearing that he had missed that kick, and I thought, oh my God, this is the bomber Mark Leggio. He'll hit the kick. He'll hit all the kicks except the one that matters. That's kind of like I guess that's kind of like the bomber fan interpretation of Mark Leggio. I know Mark Leggio has done much better in Hamilton. I know this, but I just found it a little bit funny. Obviously, that game was good. I didn't see it. I just kind of saw little bits of it here and there. And again, still 36 points in that third quarter. Absolutely crazy. Bit of a snooze fest to start it out. But Lions able to close it out, coming in clutch. Field goal in overtime makes it 41-38. And then after the game, Rick, yes, something happened. I think, do you have to go grab it, or do you have it with you?
No, I will. Just give me 1 second.
I'm going to have him go grab that. Yes, so Rick got to meet with a friend of the channel, someone who actually had come on one of our podcasts last year, one of our player interviews. Actually, we need to do another one of those. We need to do another player interview, Rick, this year. But Micah Alway, former middle linebacker for the Calgary Stampeders, now on the BC Lions. He had signed my Alway jersey last year.
It's funny because he's like, "Oh, tell Carter to get my jersey and I'll sign it for him." And I'm like, "You already did because he signed his Calgary jersey."
And what did he say?
What did he say?
Did he remember? Did he remember that he ran across the field to do it?
I don't remember if he did or not.
Well, I know he did. That's why I'm saying that.
No, I don't know if him physically.
Oh, he probably doesn't. I mean, he's probably signed a bunch of stuff over the course of his career. I know I'm not special.
For these people that don't know, I sent him a message and I said, "Oh, wait, I have your jersey," and I said, "I promised you when we did the interview that I would get your jersey." He said, "Okay, the day of the game, let me know and just remind me, and I will come out on the field and sign it." So I got my buddy Phil to take the picture and everything. Next, I tell Carter, I'm gonna FaceTime you.
Yeah.
So Carter FaceTimes us, or I FaceTime Carter,
Yep.
And me and Mike always have a conversation with Carter through through Snapchat.
Yes. So that was lovely. It's funny. And I told Rick that I was going to, I told him that I was going to grill Rick in the video. And I will. Haha,
Yeah,
you
what
lost.
was that all about?
But, that's me just busting your balls, man. You know that I'm just joking around.
No, I get that. But grilling me for what?
Oh, just teasing you that Hamilton lost.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just being like, Hamilton lost. And it's funny. I can't laugh about it because I actually kind of needed Hamilton to win that game. And then my team lost anyway. And so it is what it is. But
So then the funny thing is, so Carter's like, your team lost. And I turned around and said, Carter, at least my team didn't blow a 17-point lead. Ha.
And then I'm like, shut up, Rick. I don't want to hear about it again. It already hurts me enough. Bro almost did a spit take on the freaking call. Are you ready for the next one, Rick? Shall we get into it?
Did we go through the BC side or no?
Well, I mean, we'll kind of loosely cover it because I feel like we've talked about the game pretty generally. Nathan Rourke, decent. He goes 24 for 40. Goes 24 for 40. His completion percentage is bad. That's not good. That is subpar. If we look at his yards thrown, he throws 408 yards. So he gets a lot of passing yards. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. So good ratio there, with the longest being a 57-yard pass. Nice job there. James Butler, who's done very good against Hamilton in the past, continues to do well. 14 rushes for 85 rushing yards. 1 touchdown and a 6.1 average. Exactly what you want from your starting running back. Going into the receiving side of things, Justin McInnis, 8 receptions for 159 receiving yards. But in my opinion, arguably the most impressive here, Aiden Eberhardt, who had also come on the show, 120 receiving yards, but only on 3 receptions. Justin McInnis averaged 19.9. Aiden Eberhardt, 40 yards per catch. So 3 catches that game, and they were all a big, big deal. James Butler would have a receiving touchdown in addition to his rushing touchdown. And then Katoy also with a touchdown on one of his 2 receptions, which he got for 22 yards total. Sean White goes 4 for 5 with his longest being a 42-yarder. Of course, the one he missed was from 53. On the defensive side of things, Micah Awe, the man who has signed both of our jerseys, was leading the way on defensively with 6 defensive tackles. There was a sack for Rene. And then there was a fumble recovery for Hendricks, as well as a forced fumble for Beaulieu. So that's pretty much all from the Hamilton side, or from the BC side of things, sorry. BC with a big win after they lost to the Ticats at home. So they capture that back. BC sitting with a 4-5 record in the West, just behind Winnipeg, who's 4-4. And they also do not have the tiebreaker against Winnipeg. Whereas Hamilton, 6-3, top of the East. Ahead of the Montreal Alouettes, who we will talk about in this next game. Shall we get into the next one?
We shall.
As the Edmonton Elks get their second win of the season, you know that there was a chance of winning this game. It wasn't at home, so I'm kidding. But Edmonton, it's funny because
I just want to make a comment. If you want your team to lose, just put in McLeod Bethel Thompson. And that will do everything.
Yeah, well, that was a bit of its own thing. Because the interesting thing here is with this game, because a lot of people in our pick'ems thought we were crazy for picking Edmonton. However, I didn't think so. You know, because I remember Brian went in the chat and was like, "You guys picked Edmonton? Like what?" And it's funny. I understand the skepticism, but if you actually look into the numbers, it makes sense here. Like, let's go back to week. Hold on a second. I'm going to go
when they played us.
I'm going to go back to week 8, okay? Their last 2 games, okay? So week 8, Edmonton loses, but to Saskatchewan, 21-18. They stayed competitive with Saskatchewan, who's currently first place in the West. Then week 9, they lose, but they lose to Hamilton, who's first place in the East, only by 4 points. They were in it the entire game. So I thought playing Montreal and a nerfed Montreal team without Davis Alexander, I think that's enough to get them over the hump. And with the Alouettes have been an extremely mixed bag. They get a win against Calgary. And this is a game where, to be fair, this game is decided in the fourth quarter. And it's in the fourth quarter where Vernon Adams Jr. goes down and PJ Walker has to finish the game. So if VA finishes this game, Montreal doesn't necessarily win.
Okay, hold your horses.
Yeah.
First off, VA and PJ Walker don't play for Edmonton. They play for Calgary.
No. I'm talking about the Alouettes now. I'm talking about the Alouettes past few games. Where in the Alouettes...
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
My apologies. Because I said, when the Alouettes... Because I said, let's look at the Alouettes side of things now. That was the Edmonton side.
Oh, okay.
Then the Montreal side. Montreal plays Calgary in Week 8. They lose. And Montreal wins 23-21. So, you would originally think, okay, Montreal gets a win against Calgary. That's huge. But the biggest piece of that team is Vernon Adams Jr. And he goes down in the fourth quarter where PJ Walker finishes the game. Montreal wins by 2 points, but 9 of their 23 points came from the fourth quarter, which meant that they got those points without, and then Calgary had Vernon Adams Jr., who did not have Vernon Adams Jr., sorry. So they didn't have the adequate chance to respond. In the sense of, if VA was still in the game, they probably would have gotten at least another field goal, which means Calgary wins. And so there's that. Then, if we go, and to be fair, it would have still been a close game, but then there's that. Then we look at Week 9. Saskatchewan just completely bitch smacked Montreal, 34-6. Good God. That's depressing. Seriously.
You cheated on my sister. Bitch slap.
Oh my God. Seriously, that's garbage. And so now you're playing against Edmonton, and even though Edmonton hasn't been any good this year, they've had some close games, and close games mean enough when the guy you're playing against got lost by 28 points last week. So, I thought it'd be a close game. It was, but Edmonton gets a W.
Can I just make a comment here?
Yeah.
How the hell does Edmonton win when your quarterback only gets the only rushing yards in the game?
Yeah, what the fuck? And he only got 14. How is it that when you have Justin Rankin and Javon Leake and you don't get any rushing yards? 0 out of either of them?
Mind you, Justin Rankin did lead the rushing. Did lead receiving 4 for 4 for 8 yards.
Well, I'm glad he's producing somewhere because he wasn't in the running department. Yeah.
No sacks and 1 interception for Edmonton.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure.
But yeah, Cody Fajardo plays a decent game, 27 for 38. Not quite 17 for 17 like last week, but is what it is. 289 yards passing. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Caleb Evans, actually, for Montreal, would throw the only touchdown for them. And yeah, it was just inconsistency on the Montreal side of things. And Montreal is very much, what Montreal is? They're the Calgary of the East, in the sense of when their starting quarterback goes down, oh, fuck, they're in trouble.
One other thing that I'm going to mention, and I hate to put salt on those Winnipeg wounds. Tyrell Ford finally got his first interception touchdown as an Elk.
Yeah, in Week 10. In Week 10. Am I really going to be that sad that the guy making $250,000 got his first pick? Man, we sure missed out on that guy who got a pick in Week 10. God, I'm not saying any of our guys have been any better, but for the money he's making, fuck, he should have gotten it a month ago.
At least it's good to see that Julian Grant got a touchdown.
Well, it's I don't know if Terrell Ford was doing the best Trey Ford impression and just not fucking showing up, or I don't know what it was going on. But it is what it is. Again, I don't actually have any problems with Terrell Ford. I'm just kind of joking around with the fact that he's had a little bit of a rough year up until this point. But he gets his first pick, so good on him. Elks get the W. I got to imagine they're pretty pleased. At the end of the day, wins are not something that Edmonton has been getting a lot of in the past few years, so you gotta like him whenever you enjoy him. Vincent Blanchard goes 1 for 2, with his longest being the epic distance of a 12-yard field goal. So they got that. And on the Alouette side, Maltos Diaz went 3 for 3 with a 53-yarder. So
that's pretty much how freaking Montreal got their points.
Yeah. So that's that. And now, shall we go to the third game of the week?
I just want to point out Berglund had 3 sacks.
Oh, good job for Berglund.
So they had 6 sacks altogether, and yet they still lost.
Yep. Shall we get to the next one, Rick?
Ready to go on my second in-person shit show.
Alrighty, as the Ottawa Redblacks defeated the Toronto Argonauts by a score of 46-42 in the Can't Play Defense Bowl of this year, where there was a combined total of 88 offensive points. Because again, nobody can play defense. So, firstly, we need to tackle the elephant in the room. You know what the elephant in the room is, Rick?
That Toronto blew a 20-1 lead after the first quarter?
No. Drew Brown, 26 for 31, 371 passing yards, 5 touchdowns, no interceptions. 5. That's fucking ridiculous. Like, oh my God.
I mean, Nick Arbuckle threw 317 yards. And
I'm not going to lie. Like, Toronto just lost. I want you to think about something, Rick. You want to think about something? Toronto just lost to back-to-back games to Bomber backup quarterbacks. They lost to Strevler, and then they lost to Brown.
Fair enough.
So, and Ottawa's had a rough year, but man, they wanted this one. Not their defense. Their defense didn't want it, but their offense did.
This pretty much went toe for toe, in a sense.
Yeah.
Because, like, Toronto scored the first 3 touchdowns, and then it's like they stopped showing up in the second and third. Mind you, did you watch any of this game or no?
Any of this one? No, I was at work.
Okay. If you have time, go look at their Hirschlow catch. The guy jumped 4 feet off the ground. On top of it, he cleared the wide receiver by 2 inches.
Oh my God.
Like, when he hurdled over him, Carter, just think of this. Your player's standing like this, and he hurdles over him and clears him. Doesn't even touch his helmet or anything when he jumps over him.
It's not common you see it.
And on top of it, he landed on his feet and continued to run.
Jesus Christ. Here, actually, can you keep talking? I just want to I'm trying to find something.
Okay. William Stanback had 17 carries for 84 yards. I guess we can call it the Crumback because Dustin Crum scored a touchdown too, so it's not really a Crumback, but there's 6 touchdowns. I'm just trying to think. Did they have a... I know Williams had a interception for a touchdown. I'm just trying to think if they had... No, there was no interception for a touchdown for Ottawa. Braylon Addison, 9 for 7, 115 yards, 1 touchdown. Justin Hardy, 7 for 7, 106 for 2 touchdowns. Pimpleton, 3 for 4 for 62 yards. Eugene Lewis is finally starting to show up, 5 for 6, 51 yards, 2 interceptions, or 2 touchdowns. Keelan White, 2 for 3 for 30 yards, no touchdowns. The best thing at the end of the game was Santos.
Want to know something crazy?
Chirping. What's that?
Ottawa with 4 kick returners. Onyeka, Gosselin, Pimpleton, and Adababoye. Like, 4 kick returners. That's a new one for me. But Priester with the 1 interception for Ottawa. On the other side of things, no picks, but a sack for Wynton McManus as well as Cameron Judge. And then a fumble recovery by Williams and a forced fumble by Judge as well. But Haralahu goes 2 for 3.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We're going to do it this way. Can you see it or no?
Yep.
Okay. So, hold on. Let me turn off this light first.
Oh. Do you want to just send me the link, Rick?
Hold on. I want to show it to our viewers at the same time.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So this is the hurdle. I turned off the sound so we can't. Oh. Hold on. Hold up. Got to turn off the sound.
Here, I'm going to make your screen look big on the recording so that way everyone can really see this.
I don't want to get copyright.
There you go. I'm making your screen look way bigger for the recording. Oh, it's off to the side. Okay, wait. There we go. And that is a hurdle. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful, isn't it?
Like, that's
crazy.
That's just crazy that he clears.
Rick, you're gonna have to check out the recording so you can see that I made the whole thing bigger for it. So that I made your screen invade the rest of the screen so people could see it. It's great. But excellent play. All in all, though, it's one of those things where both Toronto 22 points in the first. Ottawa just 1, but then Ottawa would average no less than 13 points each quarter for the rest of the game after that. And as much as Toronto's offense tried to keep up, the defense could not get them the stops that they needed against Ottawa. So the relentless offense of the Ottawa Redblacks brought them to victory. Shall I get to the last game of the week, Rick?
Just before we go on to the last game, now BC has to be careful because now Ottawa is on their tail.
Yeah.
By 2 points. Now you can go.
Well, and Ottawa is also got to catch up because right now they're behind BC. BC has that point out east right now. So
yeah, but once Ottawa beats Montreal twice and whatnot.
If they beat Montreal twice, we'll see.
Listen, if you can beat Toronto, you can beat anyone. Except for Hamilton.
Oh, if you can beat Toronto, you can beat anyone. Hey, my team beat Toronto, and you can't beat anyone because you said if you can beat Toronto, you can beat anyone. Apparently, my team can't beat Calgary, as we're about to get into. So that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. You can't beat anyone. Apparently, if you beat Toronto, you can beat anyone besides the Calgary Stampeders. Winnipeg Blue Bombers lose 28-27 in a game that they were up 17-0 in. Fuck everything about this. Fuck everything about this. Fuck this. Fuck this. Winnipeg goes up 17-0 in this game. It's beautiful. 49-yarder for Castillo. Short yardage touchdown for Strevler. Then a passing touchdown for Stearns. It's nice to see him hold on to the ball. And then we just systematically, over the course of the third and fourth quarter, just piss all of that away. All of it. And so Castillo in the fourth quarter, gets a single on a 100-yard kickoff. Just before that, though, when the Bombers are not pushing the field at all, Castillo then says, okay, if you guys can't do it, I'm going to do this shit myself, and kicks the longest CFL field goal of all time. It is now,
didn't he tie someone's record?
Sort of. And here's the thing, because you are talking about Paul McCallum's kick, which was in 2001. Now, it was originally recorded as a 62-yard field goal and was actually amended in November 2024 to a 63, as they ruled it was closer to 63 than it was to 62. However, being closer to 63 still means it is slightly less than 63. You know what I mean? It just means that you round up instead of round down. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The one that Sergio Castillo kicked is the longest because it is actually 63. Where it's not closer to 63, it is 63. There's no question. And so, again, in the records books, it might be considered a tie. If you watch the film, it's not a tie, though. One of them is 63. The other one is almost 63. Still two very impressive kicks. So, but the point I'm trying to get across, Sergio Castillo, who I've said is the best deep ball kicker in the CFL, bar none, no competition, which he is. He's the only player in CFL history to kick 2 field goals 60 longer in the same season. He's the only one. And now he has the record for the longest field goal in CFL history on the same day that Cam Little kicks a 70-yard field goal in the NFL preseason, which is insane. Which is the same day, yeah. And so you would think that, wow, what Sergio Castillo did, that's incredible. That's going to really turn this around. That's going to motivate the team to want to play some fucking football. You know what it didn't do? It didn't make him play defense. Didn't make him play goddamn defense. And I'm hearing a lot of complaints about Jason Hogan and that Jason Hogan is shitting the bed. And I'm not going to say that he's not shitting the bed, but I'm saying if people are shitting the bed, he's not the only one shitting the bed. I agree that Jason Hogan has been a bit of a problem. Has he been a problem enough that you can fire him? Yeah, you can. But here's my thing. Do you really think that's at where we are in the season, that you can just bring this new guy in, introduce a brand new playbook and this and that? No. I think if you're O'Shea, you got to kind of sit down with him and be like, listen, this playbook can be decent if utilized properly. You got to play Blue Bomber football. You keep trying to get a little too fancy. That's like the number one problem you can have as an offensive coordinator is because, again, as much as obviously you don't want to be too vanilla, at the end of the day, if they still have to stop him, even if they're predictable. Buck Pierce's offense is the most predictable bullshit in the world. It is. But it got us to the Grey Cup numerous times. Blue Bomber football is the reason that this club has been in 5 consecutive Grey Cup games and won 2 of them.
So, my question
He abandons that in the second half of this game, and then we see what happens.
I was just going to say, what did they do? Did they just stop using Oliveira's running in the second half?
Believe it or not, having the best running back in the CFL, and we're not going to have him run. Run the damn ball. Run the ball. If you need more running plays, if you need to change up the run play, that's fine. Run the ball. Is Brady Oliveira. The fucking Olive Garden's going to get it done. He's going to get it done. I'm telling you. But here's the other thing. Because I saw Bombers Paradise was going on a bit of a rant about him, and I don't think Bombers Paradise is wrong. I want to make that clear. Although I think he's overselling it slightly. And what I mean by that is again, it's not me disagreeing with him, but where I want to add a little bit of nuance is kind of this idea that, again, if you fire him, do all of your problems go away? No, because the Bombers gave up 28 points this week, okay?
Yeah.
Do you want to know the last week where they gave up less than 30 points before this game?
That
What
would have
week?
been. Okay, we're in week 9. I want to say
Week 10. We're in week 10.
Okay, week 10. 3 weeks ago when you guys gave up 31 to Toronto.
So you're gonna say week 7 or week 6?
Sure, yeah.
Wrong. It's week 4. In every game the Bombers have played since week 4, they have given up 30 points or more.
You're incorrect, sir.
Really? In every game that they've played since week 4.
Oh, okay. Hold on. If you're saying every game, hold on. I thought you meant in a game.
Nope. Because but listen. Week 5 they gave up 37. Week 6 they had a bye week. Week 7 they gave up 41. Week 8 they gave up 31. Week 9 they gave up 31 again.
31.
Yeah. Since week 4, every fucking game since week 4. They have given up 30 plus points. So here's my question. How many games are you going to win if you're giving up 31 points almost every single game? And again, even though they gave up less than 30 points this game, they still gave up 28. You know, hoop-de-doo, fucking high-five your friends because you're barely there. Like, seriously. But it's like, but here's the thing. Here's my question, Rick. How many football games, like just honest to God, I want to know your honest opinion.
Okay.
If you give up 30, let's just say you give up 30 points. Do you believe you're going to win or lose more than half of those games if you know you give up 30? I would argue you're losing more than half.
Okay. So I'm going to use this scenario.
Okay.
And let me pull up last year because I know this had happened last year. So, out of, let's see, one. Okay, wait. We won't count week 1 because they only gave up 27. They gave up 36 in week 3, 30 in week 4, 30 in week 5, 18 in week 6, 27 in week 7, 14 in week 8, 27 in week 9, 25 in week 10, 19 in week 12, 31 in week 13, 41 in 14, 17 and 15, 33 and 16, 31 and 17, 11 and 19, 30 and 20, and 27 and 21. That's almost, 31 and 21. That's almost like the Toronto Argos last year.
Yeah.
In order for them to win their games, they almost had to score 20 points or 30 points or more.
Yeah, but that's hard. Like in the sense of if you're consistently giving up 30 plus points a game, you're gonna lose the majority of them. It's hard to win that kind of a game. It is. Like it's one of those things where the offense for this team has been inconsistent. I agree. There are problems offensively that need to get fixed with Winnipeg. But the thing is that I like the pass rush for Winnipeg. But right now, if Willie Jefferson isn't knocking that ball out of the air, it's not getting fucking stopped.
I would just like
injuries
to
aren't helping because now Terrell Bonds and Parker are both out.
I would just like to point out, and I'm not trying to, put more salt on your wounds, but I'm going to anyways, just because you did it to me. How is it that Brady Oliveira went 9 for 9 for 100 receiving yards, but then Claire CS is second with 32?
It's called nobody gets open, and so we just dump it to Oliveira on the little route when I can't remember the name of the route, but it's the route when all the receivers are going and Brady Oliveira's in the backfield, and then he just kind of slowly swings out like he's the last resort option. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that, like, if you've ever played like Madden and you have and you're playing on like PlayStation and you have like the X, square, triangle, and O. but then you can't find anything. So you're like, fuck it. I just got to dump it with the R1 to the running back. That's what you're doing. That's what the Bombers are fucking awesome at. Look at that. What a great job. Here's the other thing. You have Zach Collaros, a deep ball quarterback. Why the fuck are we not throwing the deep ball? Why? Like, why is it that we feel the need to do a corner route with Chris Strevler, but then we won't do it with fucking Zach Collaros? Why do we do the throwing play for the quarterback who can't throw, and we do the much shorter throwing play for the quarterback who specializes in that shit? I don't know. It's just a little bit of know your role. Like,
and the shitty thing is that Vernon Adams went 17 for 24, 300 yards and 2 touchdowns, and that's what won them the game.
Yep, and Dedrick Mills, strong game. 18 rushes, 105 rushing yards for 5.8 yards on average. Oliveira's average was nearly the same at 5.7. So if you ran the ball, you knew you would have gotten at least another 30, 40 yards if you ran it.
I will mention that they also did get Jalen Philpott and Clark Barnes back in this game too.
Yep, and Jalen Philpott had 5 receptions for 88 yards. Mm-hmm. And then not only that, Tevin Jones, 2 touchdowns, 2 receptions for 86, with as long as being a 78-yard pass. Rene Paredes goes 4 for 5, and Sergio Castillo goes 4 for 4 with the longest field goal in CFL history.
They sacked you guys 4 times with no interceptions.
Again, this is why the Bombers, in my opinion, if the field goal is looking like it's going to be 65 or less, go for it. Especially if you got the wind behind you. Unless you have the wind going strongly against you, go for it.
I'm going to be an a-hole to say this, but at this point, your guys' season, you guys might as well just throw. Just get Castillo down to like the 40-yard line and just let him kick every game. Who cares about scoring touchdowns?
See, Rick. I wouldn't say who cares about scoring touchdowns, but there's one part of what you said that unironically is not a bad idea. You said throw. Yes. When Zach Collaros is playing, throw. Throw the ball. Fuck. I don't know. The problem is that this Bomber team, whenever it's like, it'll do fine. It'll start playing Blue Bomber football. But then the second they get a shred of adversity, everyone's fucking panicking. It's like, calm the fuck down and play your game plan. Play your game plan. And when Calgary starts adjusting to Winnipeg's game, instead of adjusting back to Calgary's game and putting the pressure on them, we're just trying to be like, okay, we just have to change to something else that Calgary's not seeing. And that something else we're picking is shit. So stop picking shit. So, again, I don't think it's all hope is gone. I don't. When I'm yelling about my team, it is not because I think that the season's in the gutter and we're not going to do anything and there's no chance we can redeem ourselves. Is that I goddamn know this team is better than this. They played better against Calgary in this game than they did in prior games. You know? And again, I'd rather have this team go through a little bit of adversity than go 17-1 and go into the playoffs thinking that their shit don't stink. And so it is what it is. We play Ottawa next week. Hopefully we can stop more against Ottawa than Toronto did, because Ottawa got fucking 46 points that week. We should view Ottawa as a very real threat until the game is done and if we are victorious in that game. Because until then, every game needs to be a must-win. It's got there can't be any half-assing. So, fortunately for Winnipeg, they're done playing Calgary this year, which has been the bane of their existence, as Calgary is 3 out of their 4 losses. So hopefully we can get this back on track and get the season going. So create some separation over the lines.
Part of me is worried for Saskatchewan. because of our injuries. But like we had discussed earlier, don't even count, what was it, the first 3 weeks? Because most teams weren't even...
They hadn't caught their groove yet. You didn't get a real good idea of...
all East teams.
Yeah.
So now that Hamilton has caught their groove, we shall be interested to see how well we do. Because looking at it, I don't know if they have... Okay, so they don't have practice till tomorrow. So I'll have to keep an eye on who they have going. But it shall be interesting, my friend.
Yeah, so is that I think that's probably all we got, eh? Is there anything else you got
Yes,
there,
sir.
Rick? Besides when we eventually record, probably
Our
in
preview.
the next day or two, we will record our preview, probably on the Wednesday, so that way we can have the depth chart.
Yes.
And so and that video will be up on the Thursday. So make sure you guys, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Make sure you guys like the video, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, comment down below what you guys thought on this week's games, as we always love to hear your guys' feedback. And if you're listening to this on Spotify, make sure you guys give us 5 stars. We very much appreciate the support over there. So peace, love, and positivity, all you wonderful people at home, and we will see you guys next time.